Good afternoon. Today on Real Talk with Lawanda, I want to talk about pride and how the dangers of having too much pride and also those who don't have enough pride. Pride is something that you are usually raised with. It is something that is usually instilled in you. And so when I say raised with, I mean something that your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, you've heard constantly said to you. You need to have pride. You should know who you are, and don't ever, not show that you have pride. Okay. Well, some of us was taught not to have too much pride. And so, I'm not going to take a whole lot of your time today because time is money and money is time. But I'm going to point out two things that I want you to be very careful on when you have pride. Okay. It's okay to be prideful. Okay. I want you to be proud of the things that you've accomplished. I want you to be proud of your children. I want you to be proud of yourself, most importantly. I want you to be proud of let me be very careful. I want you to be proud of the God that you serve. I want you to boast about those things, okay? But don't have so much pride that it blocks your blessings, okay? And I know you're saying, what does she mean by that? If I'm proudful about my home and if I'm proudful about all the accomplishments that I've had, what is she talking about? Don't be too prideful. Okay, so for instance, I always like to give real world examples for those of us who learn in different forms and different matters. So, example, okay, you join a group. No one in that group really knows you. Okay, all they know about you is your name and that you have this MBA or you have this high tech degree and you live in this type of home and you do this and you do that. Okay. But they really don't know who you are, okay? They don't know who you are. They know the things that you've accomplished, okay? Now, you have a choice of showing that pride by bragging, okay? Bragging can be a form of pride. That's when you've shown too much pride, okay? So you join this group. They don't need to know that your house costs $400,000. They don't need to know that you have a 4-bedroom house. All they need to know is, yes, I have a home and this is the neighborhood I live in. Now, if they choose to go look you up and find out those things, that's on them. Okay. They don't need to know that your kids go to a private school. All they need to know is your kids attend a local high school. Okay. Now, if they want to get deeper and they want to ask, oh, what school does she go to? Okay. Then that's where you can go into detail. Okay. But I've been running into a lot of people who have too much pride and don't got shit. I'm just going, come on. This is Real Talk with Lawanda. Now you want to sit here and brag to me about your 2-bedroom house and how you and your husband have this and your kids do this and you got this and my income is 6 times as much as yours. My money in the bank is 6 times as much as yours. I'm building wealth. I'm building businesses. But see, people like you got too much pride and your pride is not where it should be. So your pride is on materialistic things, which we that follow God and Christians believe is a worldly thing. Okay. I don't put my pride in worldly things. Okay. I pride about my God. Yeah. I can talk to you and tell you all about him and why I think who he is and why he's important to me and the things he's done for me. And I will boast and I will brag about God all day. I will boast. I may brag all day about God. But you will not catch me boasting or bragging about any materialistic thing that I have. Why not, Lawanda? You've worked hard for those things. Did you hear what I just said? I worked hard for those things. I don't have to prove to nobody else by bragging on what I have. That doesn't make me more better than someone else that does not have it. That's called stupidity. Okay? So for those of you that have so much pride that you boasting and you're bragging about it, you're blocking your blessings. Because see, what you do is you turn people like me off. So let's say you was talking to me about becoming a partner in my firm. Let's say you was talking to me about a job. that you may want me to be a reference on for you. Do you really think I would do that? No. You know why? Because you don't represent who I am. Okay? So I've talked about those of you that have too much pride. Now let's talk about you who don't have enough pride. Okay? Yes, some of us come from those inner cities where our parents didn't have degrees, right? Our moms and dads didn't teach us about building wealth. They taught us about buying name brand clothes and buying nice cars and things of that nature, okay? So sometimes we grow up and we have our own lives now. We have our own children. We have our own families, okay? But we've been taught, don't have pride. So that means you don't boast and you don't brag, okay? But guess what? There is a time where you have to show that pride in order to get to where you need to get to. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Real life example. You join a group. Everybody in the group have MBAs. Everybody in this group has a husband or a wife. And okay, you're like me. You're humble. So you're sitting there and you're saying, okay, when do I open up? Should I open up? And everybody else sitting there talking about, you open up when you have to. Okay, so when should I have to then, LaWanda? When you go for that board position. When you go for that board position within that group and they say, well, LaWanda, tell me what you can bring to the table. That's when you let them have it. That's when you brag about what you have and how you worked hard for it and what you've done. Okay, but when you're sitting there just having coffee with someone and they're bragging about what they have and why they have it and showing their pride, and there's no need to. There's no need to. For what? Remember, everything that we have in this worldly world, it's not ours. We're not going to take it with us. Okay? So it's okay to show that pride when you need to. But remember, love yourself first. If you truly love yourself, you're not worried about pride. You're not worried about boasting or bragging. You don't care about what somebody else thinks or what somebody else have. Because that's not what makes you. You know what makes me? For all the women and the men who may be watching me today saying, okay, so if you don't go by your materialistic things, then what makes you? You know what makes me? First comes God. Then comes my family. I'll allow my children to show my pride. When my kids go over family member houses and when they're out in the community and I'm getting text messages and phone calls saying, oh my God, your daughter, she is awesome. She is so respectful. She knows how to say thank you. She can hold a conversation. When I get calls about my son and, oh, he's wonderful and he can come to our home anytime and he volunteers and, oh, you have really put a lot into them. And that's what makes me prideful. That's what makes me prideful. Not everything I've accomplished because, see, I did what I need to do. Your pride and your boasting and your bragging should show through your children. Now, let's say you don't have children. And you're saying, okay, LaWanda, then I'm not a single person. Now, what do? Who you are should show your pride. When you step into the room, your spirit shows who you are. You don't have to say what you own or what you got. Your spirit tells who you are and what you have. See, that's being a child of God. Because, see, he gives me so much that if I bragged or if I showed too much pride, I might not have him. Because we all know, if you truly follow a God, any God, I'm not just saying it has to be Jesus Christ. It can be Allah, it can be Yahweh, it can be a Buddhist, whatever your religion is. No higher power likes braggers or anyone that shows too much pride or boasting because you don't have to, because you're one of their children and your spirit, your appearance shows who you are. The materialistic things are just extra. Those just make you look cute. But that's not who you are. So I hope today, if you're one of those people who show too much pride and every time you're around people, all you do is brag about what you got, slow down a little bit. It's okay. I want you to look internally, look within yourself and see what else do you have to offer besides that car and that house and those purses and that jewelry. What else do you have? Are you volunteering in the community? Do you have a mentee? Are you a coach? Are you a mentor? What else are you doing to show that pride through somebody else? To those of you who don't show enough pride, it's okay. Show that pride to get to where you need to get to. And then once you get there, allow the pride to show through other people. Allow the pride to show through that position by doing things for the community, etc. Remember, I'm not going to hold you long because y'all know my motto. Time is money. Money is time. God bless you. And remember, life is good.